We've just experienced a very apocalyptic week in politics, in global politics, with the election of Donald Trump, and has left many of us thinking, actually, how is this relevant to us? The fact that this question is even being asked is quite frightening for me because I've actually observed some people in the business spheres being irate by this whole Trump, uh, um, the attention to the Donald Trump phenomenon. I say ignore it at your peril because this is an an absolute clear bit of evidence to show about what's happening on a global scale. Politics is moving far right. Go to the EU, everything is going far right. You go to the States, everything is going far right. For those who don't know what far right is, in a small nutshell, is less tolerant politics, less politically correct politics, where they actually stop thinking about doing the right thing for the world and they start doing and implementing policies that are more than likely going to affect Africa negatively. Brexit, a lot of people put in good, informative arguments to say Brexit is gonna benefit the Commonwealth countries. I've never heard a more silly argument, if you ask me. You know what I mean? How is it going to benefit Africa for them to come and plunder? You can see them shifting and preparing themselves to come and plunder Africa. And our leaders are so unprepared for this. At a time where you have the United Nations, the EU, which had no borders, they had no trade barriers, you had the states with no trade barriers internally, and then comes Africa. We can't even trade nicely with our neighbors. And our leaders have done very little to put Africa in a position where we can protect ourselves militarily, protect ourselves economically, and none of them are even moving at the pace that they should be to make sure that Africa is not left at the bottom of the pool when this whole political revolution happens. We're going through a political revolution, ladies and gentlemen, and that will affect us economically, politically, and militarily. Unless we do something, instead of start worrying about, we should be uniting. Let's unite our economic power. Let's all use a common currency. Let's start by using the rand for God's sake. Why can't we do that? Instead of coming up at a time with with all these brand new initiatives that are untested, at a time where we should be using tested means and methods for trade and economic prosperity. This is not a time for experiments, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a time for experiments. Thank you.